Welcome back. Put your eyes on the screen, and you and your partner are going to follow along so that we can get some high grades on today's vocabulary test and have a guide so that we can really start internalizing what's going on. Eyes on the board, eyes on the board. All right. So, first things first, you have your test. It's time to put your name, date, section, and your partner's name, right? So up here, I'm going to put my name, Mr. Surface, and my partner in crime, my Mr. Syrupfest, right? You haven't met him yet, but he's my partner, right? I'm going to put my partner's name right there on the partner line. Boom. Now, both partner work. Both partners working hard, two sets of handwriting, only partner chat, 3-foot voices, and on task conversation. This is worth 20 points. It's worth a lot less if you don't do what you ought to be doing. So please make sure you don't take a hit, you and your partner today, behavior wise. The first word we did together. Take a look. We all did this together. All right. And the word was identity. And we worked on that link right at the top of the class. Right. So let's take a moment and take our notes and put them on the test. So we've got an example to work with the word identity. So first term up here, I can put identity. Now that's also the term. So I can also put that right in this little block right down here where it says term. Boom. And the definition of identity, let me look. I could look up on the board. I can look on my computer, right? Let's see. The fact of being who or what a person or thing is. The fact of being who or what a person or thing is. And I'm going to take that definition. I'm going to put it right over here in the definition. Boom. The reminding word looks like we got the word dent. So I'm going to put for the reminding word dent. And then finally, what did we put for our linking story? Well, it's got the word dent and it's got the definition in there. It looks like it says the dent in his forehead is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. And that's the thing about Frankenstein. He's both thing and person. Boy, did he have trouble with that. So I've got my word dent, the reminding word. I've got the fact of being or who or what a person is, the definition. And then I need to come up with a picture to go in there, right? And here's my picture right here. There's a eyes. Let me put a dent there. There's the dent. There's the eyes. There's the nose. And there's the mouth, right? There it is. So I've completely finished my link for number 1. You can go ahead and take the time to finish that link with your partner right now. Excellent. Now, let's say you have to decide on what your other 2 links will be. These you're a little more on your own with, right? So let's pick out what our next 2 terms might be. If you choose something different, that's fine. However, you need to remember then you'll have a little less guidance from me. All right, so let's take a peek. Our next word, let's do, society is a good one. Society is a good one. I like that, but I also like hierarchy, medieval, analyze, and phrase. Maybe let's do analyze and hierarchy. Let's try that. All right, so analyze. Oh, that's up here for me already. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. You guys can copy and paste with your pencil. All right, so there's our term. Boom. Put the definition over there where it says definition. And then what reminding word do I see? Well, I see the word lies, or I hear the word lies and analyze. So I'm going to use lies and to study and inspect closely. And the other word that we're going to do is hierarchy. You can do something different, but I wouldn't suggest it, especially if you're not getting A pluses on these already. All right. A hierarchy is a noun, person, place, thing, or idea. All right. And it is a social order. Oftentimes, think a triangle. Inside of the word hierarchy, what do you see? We see the word high. So how can we use the word high in social order in a sentence here, right? Same here. How do we use lies and to study and inspect closely here? Your story will always be the reminding word plus the definition in a story. It can be 1 to 2 sentences. I want to make it more than 1 sentence, but don't feel like it has to be just one if that's the part that's getting you tripped up. Same here for hierarchy. All right, take a moment now and finish those other 2 links. You can use Analyze and Hierarchy like your teacher here on the board or your own, but then you should be able to be more independent without Mr. Surface guiding you word for word, letter for letter. Take the time to finish that front side now. Excellent. Now we can go ahead and flip our test to the back. And on the back of your test, you'll see a perfect sentence for the word. And you see down here when we did that rotation, we did the word identity again. That's our focus word for today. So we also did a perfect sentence with blank and blank are part of her identity because you certainly don't have to use it, but it's a great idea to use it. So let's go ahead and get our word identity on the back side of our test. On the back side of our test. So I'm going to get my word identity. I'm going to write it right there. Identity. And then down here, I'm going to put my perfect sentence. Well, let me get my sentence started from here. Blank and blank are part of her identity because. All right, so there's my sentence starter. And we did that as a class, so I'm just going to put it right here on the line. And then the rest of what I fill out, I'm going to work with my partner using my details from my web, especially if I didn't get it done with Mr. Surface when we were rocking with it earlier. So there we are for identity. Now let's say you don't know what to do for the second one down here, right? We don't know what to do for the second one down there. Well, let's take a look. What words do we still have? Let's look at our list. Oh, I see. I like this word medieval, relating to the Middle Ages. I think that's a perfect one for a perfect sentence. So down here, I'm going to put the word medieval. And then I can look back to some of my notes from last week, right? What do I know about the medieval ages? What was it like to be alive then? What year was it? When did it start? When did it end? What sort of social hierarchy were the citizens of the medieval ages subject to, right? All of that I'm going to put here on my perfect sentence. How many details am I eventually going to have? 5 details about the Middle Ages using the word medieval in the sentence. Boom. Take a moment now and go ahead and finish your perfect sentence for the word identity and for the word medieval. You certainly don't have to use those words in particular, but that just means that you're very independent with this right now. Please take the time to do so. Now, the last step before we get to our word searches is circle all the details that connect with the word society. Well, I see the word society itself, and it says society has a big impact on people. Well, people already seems to me to be one that I ought to be circling. I'm going to highlight just because I'm using a computer here. Think of society like a big group of people. Oh, already living together. Oh, I love all of that as a detail, right? Notice how even in the first 2 sentences, we're coming up with tons of details. And notice that they use the word society fairly frequently so you can have a pretty good understanding of how that word functions. So take the time now to go through the rest of this paragraph with your partner or by yourself, of course. And I'd like you to circle every detail that goes with the word society. Please do so now. Excellent work. Now, the last step, and always the last step, rock and roll with those word searches. If you need one that's a little bigger, a little easier to see, you and your partner just let me know. All right. Excellent work, gang. Way to be.